welcome back to another episode of the Sister Talk podcast. I'm your host, Gold Chain Diva. You know, I'm just a sister who has a lot to talk about, and each week, y'all know I got more and more things to talk about. Now, listen. This week has been a struggle for your sister, okay? I done pushed off recording this episode more times than I can count. Your sister been out here grinding. Listen, outside trying to make a way out of no way this week because your sister is getting ready for vacation next week. So I've been out here putting in that work so that when vacation come, I can go here, let my head down and have a great time. So your sister been pushing through trying to get y'all this episode. But even though I've been pushing through, listen, I only push through because y'all know I got a lot of things to talk about, okay? Listen, I got a lot of things to talk about. Even if I got the energy to talk about it, it's a lot of things to be talking about this week, okay? So first things first, what's been going on with your sister? Okay, listen, your sister been up to a few things, okay? A few things. I always say, listen, every opportunity is an opportunity to network with somebody. You never know who you talking to. That's why you got to treat everybody with the same level of respect. So maybe about a month or so ago, and I ain't gonna say a couple months ago because I only been here for a couple of months, but a month or so ago, I ended up meeting this woman, who was vending somewhere, and we ended up sparking up a conversation. And I ended up telling her that I'm a filmmaker and things of that nature. And she gets to telling me about her husband, who's also a filmmaker. And so they're from Africa, and she was telling me about all of his success with a film that's he has films on Netflix and films on Prime and things of that nature. And so she told me about him. We exchanged information, and she said, I'll let she called him up on the phone, introduced me, and you know how sometimes you just think like when you talk to somebody, you never probably really will get a call back from him, but it was a nice conversation to have. So we exchanged information, never thought anything would come of it. And I got a random phone call one morning of her saying, hey, my husband has a role for you in a film, give him a call. So your sister, long story short, if you follow me on social media, you already know that I was on set last week because I've been dabbling in this background acting situation a lot more lately, just because I want to be in the environment, see how things move. I don't necessarily have to be behind the camera. I play my role. I get in where I fit in. And so, I was on set and they asked me to play a role of a lawyer. And I got a pretty decent amount of face time, and your girl had a couple lines. So listen, shout out to your girl for having a couple lines. Okay. So I will keep y'all posted on the details because listen, the script is amazing. It's an amazing script. And it have you on the edge of your seat, and it have you questioning some things and like, hold up, what's going on here? And it's a plot twist that you'll never see coming. So stay tuned because your girl will definitely let you know when it comes out. So you can see me on the big screen. But that definitely has been a highlight for me this past week. So that has had me on a high. Definitely gave me a new outlook on being here, gave me more energized me more to go forward on my path here in Charlotte. Let me know that I'm doing something right just by being able to make that type of move in a short amount of time. So keep throwing them prayers up for your girl, that the opportunities continue to come, that I continue to meet the people that I'm supposed to meet out here. But yeah, so your girl was on a movie set. Then your girl has also, I know y'all miss my little dating stories because listen, because y'all know dating pool is real septic. And if you didn't know, I told you about 10, 15 times. Go ahead, rewind it back, run a couple episodes back. I guarantee you'll be thoroughly amused by some of these stories I got for y'all. But lately I have decided to jump out there and start dating since I've been here in Charlotte. And so I will say there has been a level of success. Okay, listen, go ahead, clap it up. Okay, listen, one of the last stories that I told y'all, I'm pretty sure was about me getting stood up on a date that was in Baltimore, okay? Listen, I got all the way down Baltimore and dude just completely stood me up. I still went and got my food because I was still looking cute or whatever. I still, treated myself to a brunch. But, of course, my little feelings was hurt. That was the last story I told y'all. But your sis has seen a little bit of success, okay? I went on a date last week. And I actually, we actually hit it off. Good vibes. So, keep your fingers crossed. But it was actually a success. Now, what I will say is, at this point in life, because of all the stories that I've told y'all, I need y'all to understand something, okay? Listen, your good sis about to be 33 in about a month, okay? I need y'all to know something. At this big age, no longer am I don't care what y'all doing, but no longer am I dating just one at a time. Okay, listen, from my experience, that's not the smartest thing to do. You date one, you invest 2 and 3 and 5 months into a person, and then they completely turn into somebody else, and you sitting there looking crazy, and then you got to start from square one all over again. So that's not for me no more. Okay, at this big age of 33, okay, about to be 33, I'm keeping it 100 with everybody, transparent. I'm dating everybody until I'm not dating everybody. Okay? I'm single. Tell me I'm not single. Okay? That's where I'm at with it. So your good sis is out here playing the field, had a great date. But what I need to tell y'all is, and we gotta have, listen, ladies, bring it on in real quick, okay? Me and you, we gotta have a little bit of a conversation. Okay, we got to have a little bit of conversation. Why do we have to have conversation? The reason why we have to have conversation is because I've experienced a few things on this dating journey, right? I've experienced a few things that got me questioning some things, questioning what's going on in other people's dating lives, because I've encountered something multiple different times, and it made me think to myself, you know what? Ladies, like I said, listen, bring it up. Come a little closer. What Jordan say? Bring it on in. Fellas, y'all can stay if you want to, okay? Listen, it's about y'all, so if you want to get the tea, then go ahead and stay. But if you ain't interested in knowing what's going on, you can go ahead fast forward a little bit. But what I'm about to say to the ladies, bring it on in. I have experienced more often than not these men who had one encounter, whether it be I met you in person once and we talked for about 30 minutes to 45 minutes, or whether we met online and had one conversation, or maybe we talked on the phone and had one conversation. But the common denominator is one here, okay? Why have I come across so many men that had one encounter with me and thought it was so, said it with their whole chest, okay? Said it with their whole chest to ask me, could they come over to my house, or invited me to theirs? Which leads me to say, ladies, we gotta have a conversation, because I have reason to believe that if these men feel so comfortable saying it with their whole chest that, they want me to come over to their house, what are y'all doing? Is y'all letting these crusties get off with the bare minimum and invite y'all over to their house? Please let me know in the chat. Because if that's what y'all doing, I'm going to need y'all to stop. I'm going to need y'all to have some coof. I'm going to need y'all to understand that as women, we set the tone, okay? I need y'all to set the tone a little bit better. The price is going up, okay? After this episode, I need y'all to raise the value a little bit, because these men shouldn't be feeling as comfortable off of one encounter to be asking you to come lay up nowhere, to be coming sit up in their face and Netflix and chill nowhere, okay? Listen, now men, if you still here, this part is for you. You shouldn't be feeling too comfortable to be coming out your mouth to be asking any female to come over to your house, or can you come over to her house upon the first time of y'all meeting, and then follow it up with, well, I ain't trying to have sex with you though, knowing damn well that if you get the opportunity, you're gonna try. We both done been here on this earth long enough to know We ain't no little kids. We know how it go. Eventually, Netflix gonna say, "Is you still watching?" And when Netflix say, "Is you still watching?" 9 times out of 10. So, ladies, don't set yourself up, okay? And men, give us a little bit more credit. We smarter than that. Don't play with our intelligence when we say, "Nah, I'm not really feeling that. Let's meet out somewhere," okay? Now this is where it gets a little sticky, okay? Because I need men to understand something. We don't like this. Now, this is me personally, but ladies, I need y'all to take a little bit of notes because everything don't gotta be fancy, okay? Listen, y'all got on that girl about the Cheesecake Factory so bad, but I need y'all to understand something. A Starbucks date is still a date, okay? A Krispy Kreme date is still a date. A walk in the park is still a date, like a little meeting. Now, still, with discretion. Don't be going outside to the secluded park after dark, because stuff can still happen. Be mindful, okay? But I need y'all to understand something. I'm telling these men that you can still meet up with a young lady and not feel the pressure of having to spend an arm and a leg on her. You can still, go for ice cream, go get a coffee, something of that nature. But you will not, sir, be coming to my home. And the fact that some of y'all ladies is letting these men come to your home not knowing them from a can of paint is crazy work. This 2025, ma'am, okay? They are sex trafficking. They are trafficking in general. They snatching people up. Okay? Y'all done saw Dahmer. Y'all done saw all these documentaries. Okay? Listen. Be mindful, ladies, because I'm getting tired of these dudes feeling so comfortable. Listen, I literally had met a dude. I'm going to tell y'all, this is the part where I'm actually letting y'all in a little bit more to the shenanigans. I met a guy outside. I met him at an event. I ain't even about to paint the whole picture because y'all don't need to know everything. But nonetheless, just in case he watching. But nonetheless, I met this guy outside. We connected. Vibe was good. Vibe was vibing. We was talking. We was connecting. Everything was sweet. He ended up expressing that he was interested in me in a different way. And I was like, all right, cool. That makes sense. We was here with each other. I'm looking forward to getting to know you. I thought you were looking forward to getting to know me. But when it came down to it, homeboy just wanted me to come to his house and lay up. You know how many times I had to tell this man no when he hit me up at 1:00 in the morning? Oh, can I slide through? No, you can't. No, you can't. Okay? How many times do I have to tell you no? And why do you feel so comfortable to keep asking me? I need y'all ladies to understand that when a man says, "Can I come over to your home?" that's bare minimum activity. That's bottom feeder activity. You are worth more than that, ma'am. Make them do more. Okay, like I said, it don't have to be Roof Chris, but at least they should be willing to meet you at Starbucks and buy you a little venti, matcha latte. I don't know, but they should be able to, communicate and let them, and express genuine interest in getting to know you. That's all I gotta say on the matter. Guys, get your shit together. Ladies, get your shit together. But more to come on my dating journey, okay? Because your good sister's just out here having fun at this point, okay? Listen, I ain't taking nothing too seriously because these niggas ain't serious, okay? Now, it's time, okay? It's time, y'all, to spill the tea, okay? Listen, get your pinkies up. Get them pinkies up. The tea is piping hot, and this week I'm calling this the comeback episode, okay? Now, the reason why I'm calling this comeback episode is because there's a lot of people trying to make a comeback this week, okay? They try to redeem themselves. So we just going to stay on the flow of comeback. Now, the main person this week that's making a comeback or attempting to make a comeback is our homeboy Diddy, Brother Love, okay? We done talked about Diddy probably on the last 3 episodes. I don't know, but it's very relevant because as y'all know, if y'all been in the media, there has been a verdict, okay? There has been finally a verdict in this case. He's been in jail for over a year now, and we're finally at a verdict. And the question was always, will he or won't he go to jail, okay? At this point, the sentencing has not occurred, okay? But maybe that might be different by the time y'all see this episode. However, we don't know how long or if he's going to go to jail. Now, for those of you who have been living under a rock for the past week, this is what I'm talking about. Now, Diddy was found guilty on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. As of right now, he has been denied bail because of his history with violence. Pretty much Cassie, petitioned the court and said, hey, I'm fearful of my life. If y'all let this man out, he might try to antagonize me. So the judge said, nah, I'm not going to go ahead. I'm not going to give him bail. Now, as of now, he has been acquitted of the sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy charge. And like I told y'all on the last episode, they were really trying to paint this picture of a Rico, which was crazy to me because I'm like, a Rico? Like, obviously, every time you hear Rico, you think of drugs or whatever the case may be. And basically, the Rico is just assuming that it's a criminal enterprise and it's a conspiracy. And it's just this whole network that's making things shake on a legal level, pretty much. Now, the thing about it is, I already knew that was going to be a tough situation for them to prove because, as you all know, if you've been following the case, they didn't have much to go on outside of what actually happened to Cassie. And then they also questioned one of his girlfriends that, affectionately went by the moniker of Jane because she didn't want to disclose her identity or whatever. Now, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I don't know if it was Young Miami or not, but that's who I thought it was. But hey, I don't know. But nonetheless, they only had the stories about these 2 women. And they had nothing else from anybody else. So that was the part where it kind of got a little sticky with them trying to pursue the RICO charge and basically say that this was a criminal enterprise. So I already knew that was a stretch. Now, with the 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution that he did get, both of those charges carry a 10-year maximum for each charge. Now, do we think that Diddy is going to actually get 10 years for each charge? I don't know. Listen, personally, I think that they're going to hit him with a 10 to 15. They got him for something. I think they're going to try to hit him with a 10 to 15. I don't know. A lot of people are saying that they think that what's going to happen is they're going to give him time served. They probably going to make him stay in jail for maybe like a year or something like that. And then they probably going to give him like house arrest or something. Give him a little slap on the wrist. I don't know. Like I said, listen, sentencing is going to occur very soon. So we'll know what exactly he's going to be, sentenced to, like how long he's going to have to be in jail if there is jail time. Now, the crazy thing about this whole situation to me is, and y'all may or may not have heard about it, but in the process of me doing my research, I was like, yo, this is getting real goofy. If you hear me, it's getting real goofy because I understand that people support Diddy, okay? A lot of people have been subscribing to the mentality of, well, Cassie knew what she was doing and it was no coercion and she asked for it and whatever the case may be. She had full will to leave the relationships and things of that nature. A lot of us that have experienced emotional, maybe physical, abuse know that it's not that simple. However, there's a lot of people who standing beside him, okay? The reason why I said it got goofy is because moments after the verdict rang out, people were actually outside of the courtroom, outside of the court building, which consisted of mostly like influencers, people, prevalent on the internet, journalists, things of that nature outside. And they was outside showing their ass, okay? They was outside showing their ass. There was some people outside with shirts that they were selling, talk about a Frico is not a Rico. As if that's okay. As if that's okay. Like, I get it. Like, people do freaky stuff all the time. However, we're not going to sit here and glorify all the freaky and nasty acts that this man was doing because he's sick. Like, he needs help. Like, and maybe y'all outside doing some of the same little Rico stuff. Maybe that's why y'all agree with it. I don't know. And I'm not even about to tell y'all, let me know in the chat because Close the door. Close the door. I don't need to know all that about y'all. I really don't need to know. However, they had shirts outside of the court building that people selling, talking about a Frico was not a Rico. Then this was the part that was crazy to me. There was a woman outside of the courtroom, outside of the court building, that was dancing around as a man poured baby oil on her. Now, y'all already know that the baby oil was a big part of this case because when the FBI seized Diddy's mansion, they found a whole bunch of baby oil and lube and things of that nature. And so that has been a big ongoing joke within the black community as this case has been unraveling. So after the case, after the verdict had rang out, people outside of the courthouse were outside throwing little samples of baby oil. And apparently this woman was outside, and I'm gonna show y'all a video. He was throwing baby oil on this girl, and she all outside with a bra and underwears on, looking crazy. And it ain't never been that deep. Okay, listen, it ain't never been that deep. But according to sources, she basically said that she don't agree with Diddy. However, it's just a situation. This case has opened up a situation where a lot of influencers have the opportunity to go viral off of bare minimum effort. And so people are using any opportunity to go viral. They're just exploiting the situation and doing whatever they can to get a couple views. A couple of influencers actually moved temporarily during this case to New York City so that they could actually be outside of the courtroom or actually be in the overflow so they can actually participate and hear what was going on with this trial, which is crazy to me. I never in my mind as a journalist would think let me go ahead and move real quick, go get a temporary space so I can be here every day. But it shows you the time that we live in. It shows you that they do anything for likes. But y'all let me know in the chat. Do y'all think that Diddy is going to serve 5, 10, 15? Or do you think that he's going to be let off with a warning because it was only this isolated incident? I think that it was only isolated because so many people, he got to a lot of people and hushed them and brought their silence before he actually got locked up. I think that when Cassie initially filed her civil suit, I think that put everybody else on notice, and he did what he had to do to make sure that nobody came forward for this actually to be a RICO situation. So I think that's how he got off. I do think that it probably is a criminal enterprise. I can't prove that, but I do think it's probably a criminal enterprise because come on now, he had people that was instrumental in making sure that these things happen. But y'all let me know down in the chat. What are your thoughts on this case? Now that we finally know, what the fate is, outside of knowing how long he's going to be in jail or if he's going to even get jail time, what are your thoughts on this case? Let me know in the chat. Now, the next person that's making a comeback, and I just want y'all to know that I called it, okay? Ping. The reason why I want to give this young man his props is because he's super talented. He's a formally trained opera singer. Not many people in the industry have that type of talent. So that's the main reason why I want to give him his prop is because he is super talented, and I hope that he evolves. That's the best word I can say. It evolves. He got attention for bow. Look, I'm JP. Listen, it's catchy, okay? It's catchy. It got me in a chokehold still, and it's been out for a minute now. Yeah, he got popularity from that, but he's so much more talented than that. And I hope that he evolves so that we can see more quality from him. I called it on season 4, episode 17, where I gave this person their props. I told y'all that this person was going to step it up. Now, this person is making a major comeback right now, and this is JP, Josiah Gilly, and this is the one where I said, I'm JP. You ever hit her bitty, hit her knees? I told y'all that he was an internet sensation, that he was blowing up on TikTok, going viral because of that song. I also let y'all know a little bit of tea that was going on in his personal life and things of that nature. Now, the reason why I want to talk about Josiah JP Gilly today is because he's doing exactly what I hoped that he would have, okay? On that last episode, in season 4, episode 17, where I talked about him and gave him his props, I let y'all know that he was a classically trained musician. He's an opera singer. He has a lot of talent. And so that was one of the things that I spoke about, where I said, I really hope that he steps it up and wows us, because he's capable of so much more than just that I'm JP. Like I told y'all that he was worth way more, and he's proven that to us right now. On May 30th, he came out with a song called My Peace, and I'm gonna play a couple of seconds for y'all. Take a listen.
You're my peace when I'm troubled. My overflowing love is so overflowing. Calm me down before I love. Nobody can do it but you. I'm true. Lately I've been out my head.
And then on June 27th of this year, not that long ago, he had been teasing all over his social media that he was dropping a song called Serenity.
How dare you leave me alone? These feelings never been stronger. I know. Running back to me. Allow me in your heart again.
He's made several videos promoting this song, and a lot of which he was dancing out in the rain and things of that nature. And a lot of people are saying that he's bringing R&B back. He's bringing that singing in the rain, grabbing for the air, R&B music. He's bringing it back. And I would have to agree when I tell you that hearing both of those songs have made me so happy, because I'm like, yes, talk about elevation. Listen, and this all comes after he took a hiatus from the internet. He said he had to reset and take time for himself in order to grow and get back in touch with his reality. And I love that for him, okay? I love that for him, because I think that we get to see it a lot with people who rise to fame very quickly, that they kind of lose themselves in the likes, just how like what we were saying with the Diddy case, and people standing outside and just doing all these shenanigans just to get a like and get subscribers and things of that nature. So it's very quick for people to get caught up in this fast paced rise to fame. And so I love the fact that he took this time for himself. He got back to, his roots. And that's clear with the music that he's making right now. So listen, after y'all just heard the clips from those two songs, what are your thoughts? Like, are you excited about JP and his new music that he's dropping? Are you excited about the direction that R&B is going in? Listen, I'm an R&B head, so I'm always excited about R&B. Let me know down in the chat. Now, like I said, listen, this is the comeback episode, and I think this is the biggest comeback of this whole entire episode. Maybe the biggest comeback of this whole entire decade, okay? But those of you who know, those of you who are of my generation are familiar with the group called the Clipse. Grinding. Listen, we used to be in school. Hold on, how it go? Wait. Hold on, listen, hold on. I was about to try to do it for y'all. I don't even remember. Grinding. Hold up. Because we used to, listen, y'all know what I'm talking about. I ain't even about to continue to embarrass myself on this good Sunday evening, okay? Listen, I'm not going to embarrass myself. But y'all remember when we used to sit at the lunch tables and the boys used to sit with the pencil and they used to do the beat on the table. Everybody and their mother used to freestyle to that beat. So if you know, you know. The group was made up of Pusha T. Well, he goes by Pusha T now. And his twin brother, No Malice. Now, a lot of people who know Pusha T from being Pusha T never knew that he had a twin brother that was just as nice, if not nicer. Okay. So after all these years, after 15 years, the Clipse is coming out with their fourth studio album called Let God Sort 'Em Out. And that album is actually supposed to drop on July 11th. So it's coming really, really soon. I'm telling you, when I have not been so excited about anything in hip hop in a very, very long time. Okay. I am so excited. I came across their comeback by watching one of their singles called Ace Trumpets and watching, each verse from Pusha T and No Malice. And I'm just like, yo, like real hip hop is making a comeback. And it's something to be said about the fact that you can take musicians who have like Pusha T, like, okay, so Pusha T, he definitely still is relevant because he continued on with his solo career after they kind of disbanded as a group because his brother, went and pursued Christianity and changed his lifestyle. So Pusha T is still relevant, but it's something to be said about the fact that as a unit, as a duo, they are able to come back like they never left and garner so much joy, like so much hype around their comeback. Now, all right, like I said, I'm gonna play a little bit of Ace Trumpets for y'all. But I want y'all to know that I pulled out two lines out of their verses that I thought was like, damn. And so out of Pusha T's verse, it's a line where he says, niggas is my sons, and that's on repeat. Sins of the father, so I call you little Michis. Like, if you know, you know. If you watch a BMF, you know that why that line makes so much sense. Then No Malice, like the line that he did, I was like, yo, they are some lyricists. And I think that's why I'm so excited about it, is because lyricism has taken a back seat to popularity and they're bringing real lyricism back. Now, No Malice said, never leaving home without my peace like I'm Mahatma. From the tribe of Judah, I'm Mufasa. Never turn the other cheek, you'll die at the Oscars. Bars, okay? Listen, your favorite rapper could never, could never. But I'm so excited. Listen, if y'all heard about this comeback, please tell me I'm not out here on this limb by myself. I am too excited about this comeback. Like, I feel like I always wondered, like, what happened to the Clipse? Like, of course, I realized that Pusha T became a solo artist as Pusha T, and I was excited about that because Pusha T always been that guy. He was the first one that went toe to toe with Drake and won. So at this point, Drake might need to hang it up because his track record ain't really there at this point. But nonetheless, I always wondered, like, what happened to the Clipse, because they were very hot when they came out. They were affiliated with Pharrell, which they still are. Pharrell was a part of their new project, and they have so many good features on this album. They got John Legend on there. They got Kendrick Lamar. They got Tyler, the Creator. They got The Dream. They got Pharrell. They got Nas. They have some heavy hitters on this album. And so I always wonder, like, what happened to them? And if you really tap into their story, like, you'll find out that it pretty much was one of those situations where normally lyricists speak the truth, right? And nobody wants the truth in the industry because the truth, it sells, but sex sells more. Okay. So they were pretty much censoring the Clipse over the years and kind of, I want to say blackballed them, but censored them to the point where it kind of just wasn't worth it for them anymore. They were just like, look, the joy is gone. We gonna go ahead and just, part ways. But I'm glad the brothers have decided to come back to it. I'm glad No Malice has decided to join his brother. I'm just too excited for what this means for hip hop. Okay, I am too excited for me. But let me know in the chat. Let me know if you're feeling the same joy around this comeback the way that I am. Now, this next person is not making a comeback. It's not making a comeback. But we so hope. Okay, we keep giving this person opportunity after opportunity to make a comeback. And this person keeps disappointing us, okay? This person keeps disappointing us. Now, I saw a clip, and I know we talked about BET Awards, but I didn't talk about this because I didn't want to get lost in the shuffle. But I saw a clip from the BET Awards where I guess they must have had like a live podcast or interview session or something like that. I know that Lauren LaRosa from the Breakfast Club, she was a part of it. But there was a certain segment where Jim Jones and a few other people were sitting around, and Sierra walks up. And the reason why I want to talk about this is for two reasons. One, Sierra walks up to Jim Jones with all the confidence in the world. Now, mind you, she ain't said nothing that people haven't said already, right? And I'm glad that Jim Jones respects her enough and looks at her and her relationship that she has with Russell and holds it on a certain level enough that he didn't cuss that lady out, because I low key was waiting. Like, I felt like she came, like she even said, I'm coming in hot. She came in, listen, I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and watch the video. Take a look.
Pull up on her. Oh, come on, because we need this to happen. I'm sorry, because I just really need this to happen. I don't want to get mad at me because I don't know how you feel, but I really need y'all to just go ahead and I'm coming in hot. No. Should I just stay on what I'm on right now? Stay on it. Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna stay on it because why not? Why not? Like, y'all have like lived life in every capacity anyone could live it in. You live in like you've already done it. So let's just seal it properly. Seal it properly, because you know what? He deserves it. You deserve it. Why not? Like, I look at y'all and I'm like, they're so cute and so fly. Chrissy is so beautiful and so dope, and she holds you down, like down, down, down. Like, this is a spirit talking through me right here. I'm just saying, like, I saw you and I got excited because I love who you are and what you mean to music and what you meant to me coming up. And also when I see y'all, like, from a love perspective, y'all, like, touch so many people. It's time. It's time.
But let me be your flower. Okay. You was here to give me them words of encouragement and words of advice. I really need it.
Yay, I appreciate that. That means so much to me.
So she comes in and basically like tells Jim Jones that he needs to marry his longtime girlfriend, Chrissy. Now, if y'all have been watching Love and Hip Hop, or y'all been following Jim Jones and Chrissy because they've had their own show and things of that nature, you already know that this is a moot point. It doesn't make sense to keep talking about it. If it was going to happen, I think that it would have happened at this point. If she was going to leave him, I think that she would have at this point. Obviously, they have a situation that works for him. So at this, I mean, for them, I'm not going to say for him. And maybe it does work for just him and she's just settling. I don't know. It's not for me to say. But they not making no moves. They not going one way or the other. She's still sticking beside him. Okay. But she tells Jim Jones that he needs to seal the deal and do the thing properly. You know, you all are in this relationship, and what's the difference? What's the difference? Like, make an honest woman of her. Like, she's dope, whatever. And she then goes into say the spirit is talking through me, and I think that's problematic. Listen, when we talked about the BET Awards, a lot of the whole reference to things that pertain to God, it was all problematic for me because I'm just like, is this really coming from a pure place? And like, don't get me wrong. I think that Sierra, and I don't know Sierra. Like, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know her. But what I think I know of her, right, from the outside looking in, she seems like a very nice woman. She seems like a very wholesome woman. You know, she made her prayer that everybody would pay millions of dollars for to figure out how to get their Russell, okay? She's popping out a baby every year at this point. So we know the marriage is on fire. She's glowing. She always been talented, but I mean, she's securing that bag a lot more that God gave her match, her soulmate. You know, she found her person. So, I mean, it's only to be said that God knew what he was doing when he looked out for her. You know, she's a beautiful woman. However, it's so problematic for me to hear her say the spirit is speaking through me. But the reason why it's so problematic to me is because I really feel like if the spirit was really speaking through you, right? If it really was a moment where God was using you to impact this man's life and pour into his spirit, couldn't it have been a moment that was not on camera? Like, could it have been a moment that's not on camera? Would it have been received a little better? Would he have maybe thought like, your intention was a little better and clearer? Like he would have thought that you weren't trying to embarrass him, because think about how many times people have put this man on the spot to tell him this information. Now, like I said, Jim Jones, he definitely held his composure with the situation. He didn't go off on her. He didn't act respectful. He kind of brushed over a little bit and kept going forward. And so he acknowledged even that, he could take it from her because of, who she is and what her marriage looked like and things of that nature, rather than taking it from somebody else who just talking out of the side of their neck. But I just really feel like it was a bigger opportunity for her to have that conversation off camera if the spirit was really talking through her. And, maybe at that point, like, if y'all have that type of relationship, say, hey, you and Chrissy come over to the house and have that conversation. But all in all, the outcome of the situation is this: Jim Jones don't have no intentions on marrying that woman. He might have been like, you just gave me a little bit more food for thought. But wholeheartedly, I don't think this man has no intentions. He made that very clear. For whatever reason that he don't see fit to make this woman a wife, I don't know. It's not for me to judge. It's not my relationship. Like I said, if they love it, if they happy, ball out. But it's just so it is low key sad, like from the outside looking in, because Chrissy does seem like a very good woman, and Chrissy does seem like she worships the ground that he walks on, and she does seem like she holds this man down. And so it's really like, wow, why aren't you making an honest woman of this woman? But y'all let me know down in the chat. Like, how do you feel about what Sierra said? Like, do you feel like it was her place to address him? Do you feel like it was the time for her to address him? Like, what are your thoughts about the fact that Jim Jones has yet to propose to Chrissy, and it's been, I don't know, over 10 or more years? Like, his son, is grown now. Like, they've been in the public eye for a minute. So, like, let me know down in the chat, what are your thoughts around this situation? Like I said, I don't think that Jim Jones is going to make a comeback. Even though this is the comeback episode, he ain't coming back from this one. Now, the next people on this list, listen, I'm going to just keep on going, y'all. Okay, look, like I said, it's comeback season. Listen, it's spin the block season. Don't spend no block on me. None of y'all that may be watching this. I'm cool. If it didn't work out, it was for a reason. I'm good. But nonetheless, there's a lot of people in the industry making a comeback. And if y'all haven't guessed who I'm talking about Ashanti and Nelly. Now, the internet has been buzzing this week with clips from their new television show on Peacock, their new reality TV show that kind of gives us a glimpse into what their relationship looks like. And people are upset. People have a lot to say about their relationship, as they do about anybody's relationship, right? I'm gonna let y'all take a look at the clip, because maybe you didn't see it. Take a look. So in this clip, Nelly tells Ashanti. Now, mind you, those of you who don't know Ashanti and Nelly and know, that they spun the block and now they're married and now they had their kid and things of that nature, and they're seemingly happy, right? Every time we see both of them, they're just gleaming ear to ear with all teeth. So all we can assume is that they're happy. But now that this reality TV show came out, a lot of people are questioning why Nelly told Ashanti, it's all you. I don't have anything for you. I give you the world, but I'm not changing no diapers. Okay? Nosy bystander on TikTok, she be having the tea. Nosy bystander said, that man don't like you, girl. And I just think that we can't assume, right? Listen, Shoot the messenger. I got an unpopular opinion on this one. Shoot the messenger. As harsh and rough as what he said sounds, as against the grain as what he said sounds, because we have this idea in American society that, or not even just American society. When we think about marriage in general, I think everybody's definition of what a marriage looks like is different. But on average, everybody has this idea that, you know, your person is your teammate, right? Which I agree. I want a teammate. I want a person who's going to tag team things with me. However, I think that the part that we're missing in this scenario is I don't think that we should question the level of love that he has for her based off of his answer. The reason why I say that is because there's a very good chance that that's not the first time that she heard that. That is, I can guarantee you that that's probably not the first time that she heard that. Because if that was the first time she heard that, I guarantee you that they would not have been married. This baby would not be here. I guarantee you there was already a conversation where Nelly sat down with her and said, hey, I'm a man of a certain age. I've already had my children. I've already went through these stages of different things. I'm aware that this is your first child. We can get the nannies. Listen, Nelly said we gonna get as many nannies as you need. But just know, I'm not changing no diapers. And I believe that he told that woman that before this became their reality. I think now, hey, like I said, I'm not a fly on the wall. I don't know what goes on in their home. But personally, I think he had the conversation with her. Now, as women, I think a lot of the times we think that, oh, he's just saying that. I can change his mind. And he, you know, when the baby get here, I'm sure it's going to melt his heart and blah, blah, blah. Listen, I feel as though she might have thought that he wasn't like, you know, they say when a person tell you who they are, believe them. But for whatever reason, we choose to believe that something else can be something else. I believe that he told this woman where he stood with the situation. And she's just surprised that he stood 10 toes down on what he previously told her before that baby even made it into this world. That's my personal opinion. Listen, that is my personal opinion. Hey, as harsh as it sounds, listen, some of y'all got baby daddies that's putting their foot down saying they ain't helping with nothing and really ain't helping with nothing. Nothing. Very much nothing. At least Nelly is providing for their family. At least Nelly is saying, hey, I'm going to get you every nanny you want. He might be sleeping like a baby on his Serta pillow at the end of the night. And he ain't even budging when the baby crying. Hey. But at least the man, I'm sure that man told her that. Like, I don't see it being something like, I just don't see it being something that just came out of far left field. I just think that it's probably now a shock because she thought that he was going to change his mind. I don't know. Let me know that in the chat. Like I said, I know it's an unpopular opinion. And don't get me wrong, I personally would never want to be in a relationship with somebody who told me this is all on you. Hey, you look, handle the baby now, but when the baby get a certain age, he with me. I personally wouldn't want, I want my person to be able to be there with me and experience it. But I think that's also a lot to be said about it being your first baby and their first baby. I think they're more so to be in tune with it and, you know, be involved with those things if y'all on the same page. But the fact of the matter is he's done it already. So it's low key, not nothing special for him at this point, even though it should be because it's with this person that he has dedicated his life and he married. But it's not for us to judge that. It's not for us to judge that. So y'all let me know down in the chat, like, what are your thoughts about what Nelly said to Ashanti? Do y'all think that I'm just out here on a whim by myself again, and what I'm saying don't make no sense? Or like, let me know. Just let me know your thoughts down in the chat pertaining to this whole situation. Do you think that Ashanti should wake up sooner than later and realize what's going on? I don't know. Let me know down in the chat. Now, this last thing I want to tell y'all about has nothing to do with coming back, but they are coming back for a new season. Listen, look, they coming back around for a new season, right? Listen, you know your sister always is going to put y'all D to some new stuff, right? Now, I done had a conversation with about 4 different people this week. I done stood 10 toes down for Tubi this week. I'm going to always stand beside Tubi, okay? Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say about Tubi. Tubi does have some questionable things going on. I give y'all that. However, I still stand beside the fact that Tubi got some hidden gems. And this is the reason why I say I'm about to put y'all on. So the other day I'm on Tubi, I'm looking for something to watch, right? I'm on Tubi, I'm scrolling. And you know how you go, you hover over something and the trailer starts to play. So the trailer starts to play and I'm sitting here and when I tell you I'm royally cracking up off of this trailer. So I'm like, yo, this is out of pocket, but it's out of pocket good though. I was like, yo, I gotta watch this, right? Gotta watch this. So I click play. Now, mind you, this show is called The Lesbian Homie, okay? I'm putting y'all on. Listen, stay with me. Stay with me. The Lesbian Homie on Tubi is highly recommended. I start watching it. Now, you could tell that they garnering, some type of support because the first season, I want to say, was like 2 episodes. Second season was like a couple of more. Third season was a whole bunch more. And then now they're on their 4th season. Now, the 4th season is currently only on like the person who created the series, who goes by the name of Big Ja. And that's his name on social media. And he's actually the main character, Bruce, in the show. But right now it's on his, if you go to his Instagram and you click the link in his bio, because I'm telling y'all gonna want to see that 4th season if y'all binge watch and get through like I did. Y'all can go to his website. And basically, they taking donations right now to help fund, continue to fund and, push forward the initiative. But nonetheless, they on season 4 right now. So it's only season 1 through 3 on Tubi. But let me tell you, I was so thoroughly entertained by this show. I just want y'all to know, like, it's something, I don't know what it is, because, like, obviously, Drewski is, like, one of the first people to make it popular. This idea of men sleeping with studs. And I always say, like, I know it's viewed so many different ways, especially if you're a part of the community, it's viewed a certain type of way. But, like, at the end of the day, I look at it as, they still women. They still women at the end of the day. Like, yeah, they, like, are male presenting or whatever the case may be, but they're still women. So nonetheless, the whole series is about this man who has a stud friend. They end up dealing with each other. And I'm going to just leave it at that. I'm going to just leave it at that because I don't want to spoil nothing for y'all. Because the show takes on a life of its own. When I tell y'all, like, it really is a really good storyline. And there's a twist that happens, I think, in season 3 that you going to be like, what? You would be like, are you serious? But all I can say is, even not being a part of the community, I was thoroughly entertained. Like, not even on no, like, I'm laughing at y'all. Like, I was laughing with y'all type shit. Like, this show is a really, really, really good show. But like I said, Drewski was the first one who brought it, like, to the mainstream with his show, like, Could Have Been Love, where he brought all these studs on there and he talked about how the snugs be stink. He was the one that kind of brought it up. Now, this is my thing, fellas, if y'all still here. Listen, I had a homeboy who told me that he tried his hand with a stud. He made it do what it do. Listen, y'all really out here sneak looking with the studs? Y'all out here? Listen, I ain't judging you because, like I said, they still women, so you ain't gay. Like, I don't think you gay for doing it. Listen, let me know that in the chat. Listen, look, that's the one I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna say close the door because I want to know. Listen, I'm a little nosy. But the show, listen. The show is top tier, okay? Listen, when y'all watch this show, even if you make it through just the second season, I don't know, however far you make it through the season, let me know. Even if after you watch the first couple episodes, like I said, the first season is only a couple episodes. Let me know your thoughts, okay? Let me know your thoughts, because when I tell you I'm hooked, I'm hooked. Like, I was waiting for season 4. So I'm hella excited for season 4 because I can't imagine where they're going to go from here. I cannot imagine, but I'm excited about it. And if you have already seen this series and I'm late, as sometimes I do tend to be a little late to the party, a little late to the shindig, listen, let me know your thoughts in the chat so we can talk about it. Listen, I'm excited about this production. Let me know down in the chat. But hey, listen, that's the end of the episode, right? I told y'all we had a lot of comebacks this week. I put y'all to all the comebacks this week. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this episode. Let me know down in the chat your thoughts about any one of these topics that we talked about. And before you click off of this video, make sure you click the subscribe button under the video and make it turn red and help your sister on her road to 200 subscribers. Make sure you share this episode. Make sure you share this channel. Make sure you like or comment on a post and show just a little bit of support to your girl and to keep me motivated to keep giving y'all this tea every week. Like I said, I hope y'all have enjoyed. And if you want to follow me on social media, you can follow me at goldchain__diva. And I hope you all have an amazing night. Peace.